Hey everyone, it's me. Who else would it be? So I found a new spot to park in. It's just a parking lot of an old abandoned building. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for being here. Anyways, it is 6:29 in the evening and I am recording this video on the Friday, the 2nd of May. Anyways, my new phone, my new case, it's not black. Ooh, I'm wearing my favorite dress, one of my favorite dresses. I just ordered a new one too. Not like with this design, with another design. I'm in love with these dresses so much. Anyway, so I know you guys see it a lot. That's why. It's like when I just feel like being a bum, I put it on. I know it's gorgeous. Yes, I know. And so is the other one with the like evil eye looking things on it. And anyways, but yeah, I meant to do this video earlier and then I got distracted. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. My distraction song. I like to sing it to myself or hum it to myself when I get distracted. Like, say I'm doing something like paying a bill online and my mom calls and she wants something. So I'm sitting there humming it in the back of my head so I remember to go finish paying that bill online or this or that. Or, you know, I do that a lot. Like today, got distracted by cleaning the house, okay? I decided, okay, I'm going to clean the stove. Okay, and then I started doing this. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to meal prep. Pulled out all the stuff for meal prep. Haven't started yet. I don't know if that's going to happen because rarely it does. Because I get distracted. I did start cooking some tomatoes in the oven. Those baby rainbow tomatoes I got. And I started to put those in the oven on like 200 and gonna let them roast while I'm doing this video. And I don't know, maybe I'll meal prep and do some food. You see, I'm lying. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a good college try. Anyway, so I have these questions. I'm not gonna answer them all because I got quite a few. I will come back and answer more in another video, like maybe next Friday or something. But I got a lot of questions and I will be doing a couple. Also, I don't know. I have other stuff. I need to do a members only. It's been a really weird week. This is the second week I've been off my meds, and I was just tired. So tired. So exhausted. And also other stuff, like, I'm gonna... Very frustrating right now. But that's okay. Life is always like, woo, woo. I deal with it. So yeah, let me see. I'm gonna pick a member's question first, okay? Let's see. Well, this is like a 3. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good question. Okay. I'm going to take 2 of these questions. Actually, because there's 2 of how did Josh and I meet. No, okay. I'm going to tell a condensed version, and I'm going to try to remember to put the link to the video where I talk about it in the description below. Basically, we met, God, was it 22 years ago now? Something like that. 22, 21. It was a long time ago. And I don't remember we met first when I was working at a gas station here, and he used to come in for drinks, like his big cup. And yeah, he's been carrying that forever. And I used to work there, and he'd come in, and I just get like dumbfounded, and I'd be like, didn't charge him for a refill. Oh, I'm horrible. You know, because he looked like he stepped out of a 90s or early 2000s music video, like Linkin Park or Korn or something. I loved it. You wouldn't have known because I was just a geeky little mousy girl I never dyed my hair any weird colors. Well, I used to try to dye my hair Tori Amos orange, but I didn't know I had to bleach it first, so it'd always come out like a reddish brown color. It would like lighten up my hair just like a shade or two, because my hair is really dark naturally, as you can see. And it would turn my hair into like a brownish color, not a red. Never got Tori Amos red. Or for you younger folks, chaperone red. Okay, that's Tori Amos red. Like, chaperone is like this generation's Tori Amos. Or Kate Bush, depending on how far back you want to go to the redhead goddess music. Anyways, so I was just a mouse girl, had some ugly little bowl cut, like with the bangs, and the hair was like this, and I just wore whatever. And he looked like he stepped out of a music video with his band t-shirts and his big spike collar and his chains all over his pants, Jinko jeans, you know, green mohawk. Yeah. Anyways. And then, you know, one day I was hanging out with some friends I knew back then, and we were at, I guess it was a ex-stepfather's house. And I used to go over there with my friends because I really liked music, and he really liked music, the guy, and I had a ton of CDs. Like, that was my thing back then. Now I don't like have any CDs except for rehab CDs. And those are Josh's technically, so, you know. And they're all autographed, and I don't even have a CD player. I really literally don't have a CD player at all. I think Josh might have one, but I don't know where it is. Okay, so I was hanging out at this ex-stepfather's house. I did not know it was his ex-stepfather's house. I did not know he was related to the Hatter. And the guy and I were like trading music. He's like, "Oh, if you let me burn this, I'll burn this for you." Blah 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 blah. Okay, sure. I mean, I'm not gonna say no to new music, but I had like, oh god, I had the originals of every Tori Amos B-side, soundtrack, everything. Marilyn Manson was big. Like Korn, Linkin Park. I had all the B-sides, everything. And then when I discovered you can burn CDs and download music and stuff. Anyways, so yeah, we were trading music, and then Josh came. Well, Hatter came over with a friend of his, and he's all like, "Oh, you like music?" You know, and he's like, told his ex-stepdad to burn the CD, banned for me. It was a rehab CD, Southern Discomfort. And he was playing Miss Jones has a yellow bird. Okay, and he was doing his little weird dance that he likes to do, you know. Anyways. And then for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, I didn't even know his real name. And, you know, I'd be sitting there, and then maybe this is a bad on my... I remember one day I came across his profile. I was still married to my ex. We were living in his parents' old house. And I came across his profile. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Hatter," you know, like, but I didn't think anything of it past that because I was still married, and I was like, "Yeah, you don't want this train wreck." I was like, "I'm married. I'm never gonna escape this," and so I just let it pass on by. And then after my divorce, I became friends with this person, and she knew him, and we were hanging out one day, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta pick up my friend. He just got back in town from Taos, and he's over at his bus. And it's outside of town a little bit." So, okay. And I'm gonna say she was kind of rude about it because she was all like, we went out to eat, and she told me this while we were eating. Oh, I told him I'd hang out hours ago and bring him some McChickens and this and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay. And then we had dinner, and she's like, oh, he still wants to hang out. I'm like, well, let's, I was like, is it okay if we hang out? And I'm very weird about people and also guys. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'm never going to meet new people if I don't meet new people. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's go get them. I was so weary. I'm so weary of people. But I was like, we'll get his McChickens and we'll go pick him up. So we went and picked him up. It was dark. He got in the back of the car. This car. Poor guy. Okay, so we're driving and it's still dark and I didn't really get a good look at him. And she's like, oh, I forgot to introduce you. Lori, this is Hatter. Hatter, this is Lori. Oh my God, I slammed on the brakes in the middle of the street. It was a side street. This is Duke and Carry. Don't worry about it. I know it's not the best, but believe me, people park in the middle of the street and have conversations in their cars. So, as long as you don't do it on the main street, you're great. I was like, I didn't say freaking Hatter in my car, and he almost slammed into the back of the seat. I flipped on the dome light. Poor guy was blinded. I do not hide my emotions very well. I'm not good at faking who I am, that's for sure. So yeah, that was how we met again. That was a whole thing, but that's okay. I'm gonna put a link to the video below where I go more in depth if you want the in-depth version of it. So, yeah, that's how I met Josh. And then he kind of just, he came over one day and it just became a relationship, and he moved his bus over, and yeah. He brought his home to my home. But he was living in between here and Taos. He mostly was in Taos, but he'd come down and visit here, and he'd stay in his bus while he was here. So yeah. Anyways. Let's see, next question. So there was an answer to another question in that answer, because one of the questions was, what are some of your favorite bands or singers? So apparently when my thing closes, it goes, just takes a while. So, what are some of your favorite music or bands? One of my favorite bands, because when I would think about Josh, I'd be like, every time I listen to Rehab, I'd be like, I wonder whatever happened to that crazy Hatter guy. There's a cat footprint on my window on the outside. Okay, anyways. But it's kind of smeared, like the cat was jumping and just used my car as a... But Rehab is one of my favorite bands, one of our favorite bands. We're probably going to go see them in June in Colorado. So, if anybody's in Colorado or wants to go to Colorado to see Rehab, it's a reasonable concert. Tickets are like $25. He likes small crowds. He likes to go after the concert, usually hangs out with the crowd, hangs out with people, signs autographs, talks to them. Last concert we went to in Colorado, same place. They love this place apparently, or this place loves them. I sat and I talked with Danny and a couple other people for like a half hour. It was amazing. He's such a down-to-earth guy. He's so real. He's so humble. He gets embarrassed. He's probably been told he's amazing a million times, but he still gets embarrassed by it and kind of blush. It's like, it's wonderful. He's just such a cool person. He's in his own world. I love it. His lyrics that aren't about drugs or drinking really resonate with me. Even the ones about drugs and drinking kind of resonate with me. You know, like, just some of the lyrics, even from, like, Southern Discomfort, and my heart carries the pain of a brain I can't explain. Am I insane? Yes. Anyways, and then there's a song, he just put out a new album called Evil Knievel? Not Evil, or Ego Knievel, sorry. It's like, what is it? Ego Knievel. Anyways, and I shared the song on my page. It's called Good Weed, and there is a line in there. Yeah, you're just as mad as a couple of hatters. But anyways, you know, I'm friends with them on Facebook. Him and his wife. I'm friends with he does a podcast, and the guy kind of does his media stuff. So, you know, friends with them on Facebook. It's just, yeah, like, and Linkin Park, but I'll never see them live. I mean, I don't care to see the new version. I love the new version. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, oh, I hate the new version of Linkin Park. I do. I love them. I do. But it's just not the same. And plus, I don't think I'd want to pay that much for a ticket. I'm cheap, okay? I look at concert ticket prices and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, how does Rehab do it? You know, and then I like The Weeknd a lot. Not so much as the new album wasn't really my thing too much. You know, and then we could go into I love music. I just love music, okay? All over the place. I don't have a certain, it alternates, you know, I go through phases. I think Post Malone's pretty good. It's really weird because I don't find him attractive, but I did in that Taylor Swift video where he had no tattoos. Kind of looks like an ex-boyfriend of mine. If you go back far enough, or if you've been here long enough and you remember the Juggalo, Post Malone without tattoos is what the Juggalo kind of looked like. Anyways, so there you go. Because I know I never had the Juggalo in any videos back then. But yeah, that he looked like Post Malone with no face tattoos. Let's see. Sorry. Just okay. I'm not wearing any necklaces, and the way the light, and it just looks weird. Okay, so thank you, Leslie Sky, for that one. And Leslie Sky and Life Unfiltered 89 asked how I met Josh. Like I said, I will try to remember. If I don't, somebody remind me. Be like, you forgot to put the link. Let's see. Okay, Sassy T asked, Sassy T's Journey, what is one area you could go back in time even if you weren't born? And honestly, I would love to go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, because that was just like peak life right there. And I know I'm biased because I was between the ages of like 16 and 20 something in those years, depending. I was just like, I don't know, something about life seemed more magical, you know. Usually the only people that had phones were people with money, like cell phones. People used to have to call you. It was easier to find a job because you didn't have to do all that online crap. Easier to find an apartment. Things weren't so expensive. I remember thinking, how am I gonna afford $250 a month for rent on my own studio apartment on the east side of Milwaukee? Man, if I could go back to those days, because now rent for a studio apartment on the east side of Milwaukee is probably like $2,000. Here comes somebody. Hopefully they don't bother me. Anyways, sorry, I'm just kind of keeping an eye out to make sure they don't come over here like, what are you doing over here? Stuff. Anyways. So yeah, and the music was wonderful, and concerts were cheap and affordable, and Summerfest was amazing. And even so, like, I left Milwaukee in like 97 and I moved to Florida, which I kind of hated it, but at the same time it was kind of cool because, like, I don't know, I discovered a lot of music. I had a bunch of pen pals. We'd trade letters, we'd trade, you know, stickers, and things were just go to the library to go on dial-up internet. There's something magical about life back then. I don't know. And it just seemed a lot less tense. People had better senses of humor. Things weren't so tense and, like, stressed out. And maybe it was me. You know, and, like, everybody just got along. Everything wasn't a big deal. Like, I don't know. So, there was nobody getting canceled back then. I don't know. I just loved it back then. This is a short one from Leslie Sky. What comedies do you love? Okay, like TV shows. Like right now, shows are horrible. But I swear by this show. I tell everybody about this show. A lot of my friends actually watch this show. Ghost is the best comedy show on TV right now. I'm sorry. If you don't agree with me, you're just wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's entitled to whatever. But you're still wrong. No, Ghost is amazing. It's on CBS if you don't know. There's different versions in different countries. But I do prefer the American one. My favorite character is Sass. And then Flower's pretty cool. Trevor's really grown over the last couple years. Poor Jay. I love Jay though. But yeah, it's an amazing show. Other than that, like, I mean, I watch Abbott Elementary, but I feel like that show's just like a filler. Like, I don't know if Shameless is a comedy, but I love that show. I know it's not on anymore. I know it's not current. But I love that show. Like, as in classic shows. I don't know if Buffy is considered a comedy, but I loved it, and it was hilarious at times. It's one of those shows I go back and watch every couple years. The Simpsons is like my safety net show. I've been known to just watch that show when I'm really stressed out. And just binge watch it. I don't watch too much TV anymore though lately. Lately it's been audiobooks. You know, Buffy, Angel, they make me laugh. I don't necessarily know if they're comedies, but they were hilarious. That's another reason I love the 90s. Sabrina, Boy Meets World, all that. Desperate Housewives, again, not necessarily a comedy, but I laughed a million times watching the show. Devious Maids, Why Women Kill, but I heard they're rebooting Desperate Housewives, so I don't know what that's about. I'd give it a try. I'd definitely give it a try. Let's see. And I definitely wasn't avoiding your question. Lullaby Lulu. I just don't know how to explain it without going into details. The details are kind of gross. About, like, what are some of your issues with your gastric sleeve. I thought I went into it in the video where I was talking about it, but I was trying not to go too into detail. Basically, like, a short summary of my issues. Okay, vitamin deficiencies. Even though I take supplements, I can only take gummies, but I have to get, like, shots for other stuff. Malnutrition issues. Pain. Lots of pain. Pain. Like, a lot of people don't know this. I can't really eat a lot. I know it may not seem like it. Okay, but here's the thing. all food causes me pain. It doesn't matter if it's approved food or not approved food. Some does cause more pain than others. I really can't eat that much unless I have something first. I do partake, but here's the thing. I don't partake until I'm done for the day. And I usually I do like the candy. I prefer the candies. Or any kind of, edible version of this medicine. Then I can eat without pain. And sometimes I tend to overeat because I don't feel the pain. I also don't eat out of town. Like, I can sometimes eat, but like I said, most of the time, all food. Even if I eat like a small amount, it will so much pain. Lots of stomach noises. You just heard that, I'm sure. Like bathroom issues. Always, like I said, I can't eat away from home. You can hear my stomach now. It's funny. It's kind of like, oh, you were just talking about me, huh? Huh? What's up? But yeah, so lots of bathroom issues, lots of malnutrition issues, and I try to eat the way I'm supposed to eat, and it doesn't help. Those are the main ones. I'm pretty sure I have something going on. And this is part of what about frustrations about life. So 2 months from now, I was supposed to see a gastrologist, I believe it's called, the stomach doctor, where they stick the camera up your and down your. But my insurance has decided that they're not going to cover my doctor anymore. So I have to switch doctors after 5 years. And finally starting to find things that are working for me, like the vitamin B shots and the Trulicity and this and that. The ADHD meds, not so much. But nonetheless, my doctor works with me. And now, not only do I have to see a whole new doctor, which I have no idea what she's going to be like, but here's the thing, I have to like her because she's the only female doctor in my area. And I do not see male doctors. It's a PTSD thing. I'm sorry if that sounds bad, but I just do not feel comfortable with male doctors. I will tolerate them for specialists and stuff like that. Actually, my oncologist was pretty cool. He was my type of person when it comes to guys, if you know what I mean. Very, very wonderful. And, yeah. Great taste in music. Very easy to get along with and very unintimidating. But now I have to see a new oncologist too. So all the stuff that I've been working for and working towards and trying to take care of. So that is what it is there. But yeah, so those are the main issues from my surgery that makes me regret it. Because, I didn't want to have all these stomach issues. I didn't want to have all these digestion issues. I didn't want to have all these bathroom issues. I'll drive, when I go on road trips, I will not eat the whole time I'm driving. I'll go 9-10 hours driving till we get to the hotel or whatever, or until we get home, depending on where we're going. And it sucks because, my friends are like, oh, we should go to Amarillo, or we should go here, or, if I go down to Albuquerque, they're like, oh, we should have lunch together. And I'm like, I want to so bad, but then I'm like, I can't fucking eat. So it kind of makes it weird for me. And it makes me feel bad that I can't. And then I'm like, because I can't eat. And then if I do eat, I have to stay somewhere for like an hour or two afterwards. And I'm not going to be like, hey, can I come over to your house and shake a giant? You know, that's just awkward. I'll just go sit outside of a gas station for an hour. But yeah, so those are the issues from my gastric sleeve that I thought I talked about, but I guess I didn't. And I don't want to go into more detail than that, because I'm sure most of you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying not to be too gross or off-putting or TMI. So yeah, this video's a half hour. That's it for the questions for now. But I'm going to screenshot this and I will come back and I will answer more next Friday. If you have any questions about things you want to know, totally ask below. I will work on them. Till next time, stay humble, stay kind, and thanks for watching. Look out for the normal people. Laters.